beautiful state of Texas. Vonda Putt here. How are y'all doing today? Today I'm going to be doing video number 30, I think, of all times. Yay! Oh, I've got so many videos. I'm so happy. No, I'm just doing it for fun because I love to paint. Anyway, we're doing the Bright Summer Days series, and today I'm going to do one that is all Liquitex Basics and Sargent, and we've got 7 pieces already. This will be 8. They're not that many videos because I did 2 paintings in one video. I did a vase and a plate in one video. Those are in bright summer colors, so I'm counting those because it's bright summer days, you know. You need a vase full of bright summer flowers. So this will be number 8, and it's going to be really pretty. I think we're going to go for big cells today. It's a swipe with, I hope, I haven't really decided if it's going to be a swipe or a dirty pour, or I know what I want it to do. Made my paints thinner. I've got to still put in my silicone, but I've got my canvas ready. Got my tape on the back and my hook push pins. And this is a 12 by 12 Artist Loft canvas from Michaels. And I'll turn you so you can see the paints. There are my paints. We have Liquitex. This says burnt umber, but it's gray. Or silver, whatever. It's more of a gray. Liquitex Cobalt Blue Hue. Liquitex Bright Aqua Green. Liquitex Turquoise Blue. Liquitex Cerulean Blue Hue. And I call this my Blackberry. I put a little black in there, so it's kind of a blackish blue color. It's really pretty. And for my swipe color, the only one that's not an opaque, these are all opaques. This is a semi-opaque, and it is primary blue. And everything is 50-50 Sargent's acrylic pearlescent mixing medium and paint. And then I thinned them all down with my normal pouring medium, which is Elmer's Glue All, 70% glue and 30% H2O or water. So I'm going to bring you around and down to the canvas. I'm going to get my gloves ready. I'm going to try to use this pair again today. Get them turned right side out real quick. How is everyone today? Hope you're all good. I'm good today. I'm glad that it's Monday. It is Monday, right? Monday. Or is it Tuesday? I forgot. That's what happens when you're disabled and retired. Okay, let me get my gloves on. And then I'll bring you down. See, what was I going to tell you? I was going to tell y'all something this morning, and now forgot what it was. That goes with my territory. I'll move my watch to my pocket so I don't get it all painty. I've got my trusty, good old, apron on. So I'm going to bring you down, and we're going to see what we can make today. There you go. Let's see if I can get you pretty close there. Okay, today I think I'm going to start with the gray. And like I said, my colors are pretty thin. Only one problem is I don't have any of the... I still have to put my Spot On treadmill lubricant in there. And stir it up really good. Make sure my paints didn't get too thick. Oh, that one's perfect. Get me some stir sticks out here. And I think I've changed my mind. Don't think I'm gonna do a swipe today. Since I have so many opaque colors, I'm thinking I might just do a pour and tilt. Or possibly spin, but probably not spin. Probably pour and tilt. That's a lot different than a dirty cup or a dirty pour or a clean pour or a straight pour. It's going to be a pour and tilt. So what that entails is I'm going to pour paint at random on the canvas, and then I'm going to tip it until I like the way it looks, the composition, and then we'll see. So I'm going to start with the gray. Maybe I'll do a puddle and wreck it with a comb. I think that's what I might do that. Okay, here's the gray. And the blue. This is cobalt blue hue. And that one got a little thick. And bright aqua green. You know, there's no rhyme or reason. You don't have to do what everyone else does. Sorry, this is the turquoise blue. You can pour your paint any dang way you want. You don't have to pour it in a layered in cups. You don't have to do a swipe all the time. It's just like Jilly Cube tells me all the time, tells us all the time, I should say. It's your art room, your rules, and there are no rules. You can do your painting however you like. See little floaters there. And this is the primary blue. I just love these colors together. And I think I'm going to go back and do some more of the bright aqua green. And a little more gray. Actually, yeah, I'm going to do a little more gray. And a little more of the turquoise, not much. It kind of takes over sometimes. And some more of this blue. Okay, I am going to get my comb. This is my wrecking comb, isn't it cool? Came in a pack with my my hair, oh, what do you call those things? The hair picks. And I don't really use a comb on my hair, so I thought, what the heck, I'll just bring it right in here. And so I think we're going to wreck through this a couple times. I'm just wondering if I should, I think I'm going to pour the rest of this gray around the outside. just as a for movement of the rest of the paint, and I like it. Don't know why I like gray, but I do like grays, different grays, charcoal grays. It's kind of what my blueberry there reminds me of, is the charcoal gray. So I'm just going to spread this a little bit. Ugh, I don't want to spread it with that though, those are ridiculous for spreading with. Good enough. Okay, here we go. Wipe this off, put it back where it belongs. I like to keep my tools clean and in order, as you can tell, like my little magnet that my husband put up there for me. It just holds everything right in place. And here we go. I'm going to wreck this. Wow, that kind of looks like a wave, doesn't it? I'm going to go through it again this way. I'm going to do that on both sides. And one more time through here. Okay, now I'm going to tip it. Wipe this off good. How this stack of these all cotton little shop towels I bought just for this. Got them on Amazon. I think I got 100 of them for $28 or something like that. Okay, here we go. Ready? I'm going to tip to that corner first, since how it's closest to that. And I'm going to bring it back. Bring the paint back to the middle. And I'm going to try to go to that bottom corner. And bring the paint back to the middle. And to this corner over here, I'm going to try to kind of walk it over there a little bit, so I can get the side and the corner at the same time. And I'm going to bring the paint back to the middle. And this last side and corner. I'm holding on to these push pins so that I don't have so much paint on my hands, but okay. I'm going to go a little more over this side. Bring the paint back. You see those cells are starting to pop up. Moving this paint around is what's going to help those cells. I'm just checking all my sides, my corners. Just touch those up with my fingers. Okay. Now I'm going to, I really like that composition, so I'm going to go ahead and run my fingers under the edge to keep it from pulling off of the canvas. If you don't do this, the paint's heavy, and especially when it's thin like this, it will continue to pull your paint off. So just run your finger or a knife or something under there. Got gloves on, so I'll do that. I'll wipe my gloves off, and then I will torch this. See if what kind of cells we can get up. And if you're late coming, this is not a cup pour. I just poured all my paint in rings and wrecked it with a comb and then tipped it. And we're trying for big cells today, so we're gonna bring some more cells up, hopefully. Now these are all opaque colors except for one, and it is a semi-opaque. So you might not have the best best thing on here for cells, but we'll see what happens. Get some heat going on that paint. The paint's really thin, so we should get some cells up. Out of propane. It's okay, I have my handy little heat gun if I need it. Okay, that is empty. Got some pretty good cells going there. I'm going to wait a couple of seconds here and see how it does. I'm going to put my paints back where they belong here. So I like to have a neat working surface. And this way I know which paints I used last too. They're all up front. That are about empty. Can't wait to get my pegboard up on my wall. And this is also Liquitex. These are all Liquitex. Here's the other one. And I will just use one of these wet rags and cover the paint. It just keeps it fresh. It'll be good for the next one. I don't want the top to get a film on it. Don't want it to dry out. Okay, let's tip this a little bit. Just slowly back and forth to get those cells to get a little bigger. Guess on a big cell day I should have probably used all non-opaque paints, but I was just going for the colors for a bright summer day and I didn't even think about it until I got halfway done mixing all my paints, and I thought, okay, well, might not be too big of cells, but there'll be some cells. We'll see what we can do, stretching them here. Try not to get them too too oblonged, and keep them going for the round shape. Okay, I think I've painted over my marks. I think I'm going to get my heat gun closer. My heat wand, I should say. It's not a gun, it's a low heat wand, but it does help pop bubbles, which I see some still. And since I'm out of propane in my torch, I will use this I'll heat it up first. Just heating it up, and now I'll use it to just heat the paint up some more, see if I can get some growth on some of these cells. This won't burn the paint. Very nice tool to have. I use it a lot in my resin, my jewelry. Keeps from burning the molds. You can tell where that semi-opaque paint is because it really has some cells come up in it. It's underneath the spray right here. Okay, well that looks like that's about all the cells we're going to get up, so I'm going to go ahead and tip this again, see if I can get those cells a little bigger. In fact, I might tip a little off of that corner there. I actually want to move that down. Stretch out that gray. Going to separate these colors a little bit, which you can do by tipping your painting back and forth. Not the long way of the color, but the short way. It brings those bands apart a little bit. This is going to be a very shiny painting when it dries between the Pearl Essence medium and the oh, I can't think today. The silicone. It will be bright and oily when it's done, and I'll just rub the oil in really good. It won't have to have anything done to it. That oil is a nice sealant if you just rub it into the paint good when the paint's dry. It makes it very shiny. There, I like that a lot. Bring you in a little closer. Well, it didn't quite end up being my big cell painting, did it? I don't have, I was just noticing today that I don't have a lot of non-opaque paints. And I'm really kind of upset with Artist Loft because on these big bottles, if y'all know where to find if it's opaque or not, can y'all let me know, because I cannot see it for the life of me. I've looked and I just can't find a place that says, or a little emblem that shows if they're semi-opaque, opaque, not opaque. Anyway, if you have the answer to that, let me know. I might have to go online to find that out. Well, let me know what y'all think. It's not got huge cells. It does kind of look like the way it's wrecked, it kind of looks like a cup pour or a ring pour, but it's not. It's just, I just poured ring colors in the center, and that's what I got. So we'll set that one aside here to dry, and I'll see what else we can come up with. Now I'm just going to take my hand and rub all this paint into my pad. It will absorb most of it. These are bed pads, not puppy pads. They're a whole lot less expensive. They're a lot less more, I can't talk today. They're a lot less more, I can't, I swear, I can't talk. They're less expensive than the puppy pads by about 3/4. I get 100 of these for about $40, and I could maybe get 27 puppy pads for that. The only difference is they are not quilted. These are a lot bigger. They're 32, I think, by 24. They come in packs of 50 for about, I think they were just right around $20, maybe 21 at the most, on Amazon. So instead of searching puppy pads, search medical bed pads, and you'll get all kinds of stuff to choose from. Okay, well, let's see. Do I have another canvas ready? I do not, but I do have, don't fall over. I have this 8x8 painting panel. It's just a little all wood panel. I will open that and get a couple of cups, and I might pour some more of that paint and see if we can get something else we'll sell. Now you notice this is raw wood, so this is going to breathe. I am going to rub in some just white paint and put a couple squirts of Artist Loft White just straight out of the bottle on it. And I'll show you how I do this, just to keep my paint moving around. Number one, just 2 squirts out of the Artist Loft pump. I'm going to set up some cups here. I reuse these little cups. I can peel the paint off if it's they get too gummy, but they work either way. I'm going to set this on here. I'm going to get my cups underneath not under the lip, but to the inside. So there's 4 inside. I'm going to use my little leveler and set it on here. That's level. Close enough to level. And level in the middle. Okay, I'm just going to take my hand and rub this paint in all over the canvas. Whoops. I hate working with cups. If you know me or getting to know me, the cups are not my favorite thing to have around or under my paintings. Just going to rub that in good so it kind of seals that wood up enough to make it stop breathing for a minute. Get a hold of it from this side. Get my corners good. Okay. It's not thick, it's just kind of a thin coating. This paint that I just put on here is not going to move. However, the other paint will move around it quite swiftly because it is still wet. Okay, my hands are clean again. I'm going to lift that off of those paints and trade for this dirty one. And I am just going to start dumping paint. I'm going to dump it from way up high. reuse my sticks, so I like to wipe them off good. Whoops, I didn't wipe that off. Whoops, broke that one. Don't know my own strength this morning. Well, I think I have more than enough paint on there. And how about, I know this pink is this the, oh no, this red is semi-opaque, and I've got just a little bit of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this around, cover all the sides good. There we go. And I'm going to swipe it with that red. See what we get going then. Just going to swipe it right down the middle. Use a couple of these little cards that I have here. Use the other side of that one. Oh, that didn't work very good, did it? Okay. What did I do? Swipe this again here just a little bit. And now I'm going to add some heat to it. Ooh, we got some cells going now. Get all those bubbles out. I also like to heat my sides because I like it to have cells on the sides too. If you get cells on the top, you will pretty positively get cells on the side. And look at those cells popping up. Boy, that red really brightened the picture up, or the painting up too. Stuck my arm in paint. Never fails when I'm using turquoise or black. It goes everywhere, everywhere, I tell you, everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get you in a little closer since how this is so small. Move something so my arm will reach. It's about as close as I can get you and still keep you in the picture. Okay, I'm going to run my finger under the edge. And I think I'm just going to leave that to its own devices, let it germinate, as I call it, for a few minutes, and I will be back. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. Let's take a look at what we've got here. Boy, that red is really pretty. I think we might do some balloon kisses in that. You use this balloon here. It's about 3 inches across, but usually we don't get that big of a surface, but I'm going to try one right there. Ooh, there's lots of paint on there still. About right there in the red. Ooh, that was pretty. Oh, lots of paint on there still. I thought it might have been set up enough by now. That's better. Should have maybe let it go a little bit longer. Oh, that one's beautiful. Just folded my pad up around this, if you're wondering what I'm wiping on. Let's see, maybe one up here in this corner. Grab some paper towels here. One there. That one's still got lots of paint there. Sorry for the shaking of the table there. I kind of like that little swirl in the middle of that one, so I think I'm going to leave it alone. And I think I might do one right here. I'm going to get my little tiny balloon and do some dragonfly kisses. Sorry for the noise, I'm just wiping the paint off of my balloon. Don't like to put them away dirty. I have this teeny tiny little balloon that's going flat. And where's my camera at? I don't know if you can see it or not. There you are. And I like to use it to do just little tiny interesting little kisses that look kind of like little dragonflies, I've been told, like that. Maybe there. That's really dark there. Lots of paint there still. That'll fall down and it will probably look like one. See how it's pulling the green in there? Lots of paint on that canvas still. There, that one was better. Lots of paint right there. And I'm calling that done. I'll lift it up so you can see it. Let me just make sure I have all these excess paint off of here. Okay, here we go. Uh-oh. Try to do this without it running. There you go. That one we're going to say is done. The other one that we did has been also sitting for about an hour now. And I'll bring you over here to look at it. I have it on my tray with my Lowly Veffy mat on it. And see if I can turn it so you can see it. All of it. Hasn't changed much. And I think just because I want to be obstinate today, let's see if we can get a little more light on there for you without getting too much. Oh, that's going to just glare. Don't want the glare on there for you. I'm going to do kisses on it too. And I'm just going to pop them right over here on the Lowly Veffy mat. Oh yeah, lots of paint on there. It's not going to wipe them off. We'll just pop most of the paint off before I wipe it. Let's try right there. Paper towel a little bit. Oh, that was a pretty one. I might do a balloon roll through there. That's a little different. Beautiful on the balloon, however. Fold my, stay there, balloon. And over here a little bit. And maybe here. All this paint I'm putting on here will dry and I can peel it off of my Lowly Becky mat and off of my tray. These are just baking trays I get on Amazon. They're 30 by 24 inches or 26 inches. And I gotta wait for them to come on sale, and they're like $19. You can just peel everything off of it when it dries. Like if I scrape on the side or anything that my Lowly Becky mat isn't touching, it will just peel right off. So I think I'm going to do one there also. And I use it for skins for my resin art. And voila. I'll lift that up a little bit so you can see it. There's still quite a bit of paint on it. I'm almost worried that it will run. We're still getting sales where I did those balloon rolls and some of the kisses. So I think I'm going to go over this one again. It has got quite a bit of paint still. Okay, I'm going to call that done. Wash my balloon off. Let's use a washcloth, one of my washcloths. Just get the balloon part clean that you're going to use again before I put it away. And turn my towel right side out and wipe my hands off. Turquoise is like black. It goes everywhere. I'm telling you. Okay, let me see if I can lift this up a little bit for you. Do one side. And across the top. And the other side. It's very beautiful now. This is going to be a really pretty resin. Okay. Wipe my hands off so I can adjust my camera if you'll give me just a second. Turn you around here till I can get to my camera to bring it up. Okay. Well, there you have it. that's today's 2 paintings for the price of 1. 2 for the price of 1. Yay! Anyways, in our bright summer days, that makes 8 and 9. Now I have 1 left, and it's going to be humdinger. I hope. See if I can do it with something that's not opaque. Okay. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. Be good to each other and kind to everyone else. Love y'all. Bye.